What's going on, guys? What's going on? Appreciate you guys coming back for another video. Star Wars Old Republic. I know some of you know what I'm talking about. This has been one of those games, for as long as I can remember, gamers have been screaming for a remake. This is one of those beloved franchises that people would love to get their hands on. You know, I would say it's up there with Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4. There is a long list of games that people just want to see come back in a big way. Put in the comment section below what's your favorite game you want to see come back. And for the longest, we kind of gave up on, you know, Star Wars Old Republic coming back, because I think it was one of those things where it's like, is Disney going to allow that? Because the Old Republic lore is a very dark lore. So people kind of didn't know if this was ever going to happen. Well, PlayStation at one of their showcases, I can't remember what showcase, put in the comment section below if you remember, they came out there and like, yo, we pulling one of these cards. We're going to grab nostalgia by the balls. And a lot of people gave them props for that, including myself. You know, Star Wars Old Republic was one of those games that's tied really close to the Xbox brand. So going out there and grabbing that was a very good look for PlayStation at the time. And I think for the most part, people, you know, gave them props for that. Well, after that announcement, we ain't really heard nothing on Star Wars The Old Republic Remake. We ain't really heard anything whatsoever besides negative news. From the game being ripped from the original developers to, you know, I think even BioWare came out and said that they were going to work on it. I don't know what happened there. There is so much negativity revolving around Star Wars Old Republic Remake that at this point, even Jason Schreier is over there on Twitter. He is like, look, you know, I don't know if this game's ever going to come out. I do know people are still currently working on it, but I don't know if it's ever going to actually see the light of day. And a lot of people are upset on this matter. You know, Star Wars Old Republic Remake, it's like I said, it's a beloved franchise. People want it. So I sat down, obviously, being me, I'm looking at the roots of Xbox. I'm looking at the Halos. I'm looking at the Gears. I'm looking at Fusion Frenzy. And I'm also over there looking at Fable. And then that Star Wars Old Republic, I feel like it's definitely one of those games. So I'm sitting here looking at them like, you know what? Microsoft, Xbox, you need to step up here. It would be a huge look. You're already the RPG box. You might as well get one of the godfathers of RPG. If you were able to pull up in there, and I know PlayStation has some form of deal. I don't know if it's currently going through. But clearly, PlayStation doesn't want to save this game, so I think they might have severed all relationship with this title. They even removed it off of their playlist. They removed it. They don't even want it on their channel, so I don't think PlayStation's an issue here. I think this game is up for pickings. And if it is, if anyone can pull up in there and just pull the Star Wars Old Republic card, Xbox, do it. You know how crazy it would look if you came out there and you're like, not only did we save Star Wars The Old Republic, we gave it to another studio that we feel can actually do this franchise justice. Imagine if they got something like Obsidian. Or hell, even if they worked on Lorraine Studios, the people that make Baldur's Gate 3, and they're like, we want to contract you to make a Star Wars Old Republic funded by us. Imagine how big that would be. How much publicity Microsoft would get. Not only are they going to have Star Wars Old Republic Remake in Game Pass day and date, especially exclusivity. You know, I really think they should go for that exclusivity. Not only is it going to be on they box and Game Pass day and date, they're also the reason that such a beloved game such as Star Wars The Old Republic is getting this remake, is because they came off the sidelines and they said, we ain't letting this go down. You know, I remember back in the old days on the original Xbox playing Star Wars Old Republic 1 and 2. I remember, you know, playing all these games. And, you know, in a way, BioWare has a huge migration with Xbox back in the days. From Mass Effect, from Dragon Age. There's so much blood between these two IPs that Microsoft and Xbox need to come in and sweep on this. You know, there'd be a lot of people happy. I feel like it would be good publicity, good PR, even if they have to go back to square one, where it's like, look, we don't particularly agree with the direction that the current studio or whatever is going with this game, even if someone is or is not working on it. So we're going to go ahead and take the IP. We're going to work with Disney. We're going to work with all these companies, and we're going to find our own studio to make that. It's like I said, outsource, but make sure it's a good studio, Xbox. You want this type of caliber game. You need your Final Fantasy VII Remake moment. Let's be honest, chat. Let's be honest. They need their own moment when it comes to the PlayStation fans being able to play something as amazing as a Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know, every time I make a video about it, Final Fantasy VII Remake, it does well. So clearly, there is a demographic that want that audience. Now, take that and capture it with Star Wars The Old Republic Remake. And if that does well, and it's profitable, and it does good in terms of publicity, reviews, because you got a good studio, come out there with your chest down and say, we not only got the Star Wars Old Republic Remake, we got the second one too. And then if that does well, be the people that brought the sequel that everyone wanted. Star Wars Old Republic 3. I can already tell you the future. Launch title right now to the next Xboxes. Star Wars Old Republic 3. Now, I don't know if that's possible, you know, from a canon-wise. I'm sure you can find something. They're really building out the Star Wars franchise. But to me, the best thing that they can do right now is to save this game from the dooms of Clutch. You know, it's definitely under the floor right now. They need to save it, find a good studio to make this, like I said, even if they have to hire ex-BioWare devs and engineer this team themselves. They need to do that. Now, do they need to do this? No. You know, I want to point that out. Microsoft has plenty of RPGs. Microsoft has plenty of studios working on titles that they don't really need to mess with anyone. But at the same time, let's be honest, guys. It would be such a good look if Microsoft was able to pull this off. I could just see an E3 blow-up moment if they were able to end a show with the Star Wars Old Republic and snatch that sucker, don't talk about it, and start developing it. And then like a year and a half, 2 years from now, show that on stage and say it's coming out this year. Show gameplay, show good gameplay, and see how much the internet explodes. I've always said Microsoft needs to dabble a little bit more in mainstream media, and I think Star Wars is starting to really pick up, especially with Ahsoka. Old Republic is a no-brainer to me. But anyway, put in the comment section below, do you guys think they need that? I know some of you feel like they don't really need these things, and I agree with you to a point. But this is just me personally. I feel like they should really jump on this if they're able to. Fund the game, and I think the internet would explode. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, definitely hit the like button. If you guys enjoyed my content, always subscribe. I make weekly content. Without any further ado, you guys have a good one. Peace. Man, I want an Old Republic. Please don't get canceled. Microsoft, save him.